Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are. This is David Taylor Klaus, and this is Mindset Mondays with DTK, and this is episode 21. Mindset Mondays is a year-long program designed for folks who have a growth mindset or those who want to create one. And it gives us a chance to play with new ideas, new concepts, and clearly new mindsets. I am adding, here we go. Awesome. All right, so I'm not in my usual studio or at my desk with all the setup around me, so working on the details this morning. But, so it's perfect for exactly what I wanted to play with today. Simple math, right? Your attitude plus your choices equal your life. Yeah, it's a shockingly simple concept. And like I mentioned in the email that went out about this one, if the equation is so simple, why do we make things so hard, right? And I haven't figured out what the fascination with hard is yet. I mean, look, I get the whole idea of the overcome story, being able to look at it and say, look what I've overcome. Look what I've suffered through. Look what I've beaten. And being able to tell that story. I mean, it beats the victim story, what happened to me. And yet, wow, what's the importance of feeling like you had to overcome something? We talked about I'm not what happened to me, I'm what I choose to be. Well, this is that playground again. We're back in the same area. Your attitude plus your choices equal your life. If you decide that it's hard, then you're going to choose from that, from that belief set. If you choose that the only way to win is to overcome, then you're going to make choices that perpetuate a struggle and or always make it that battle, always provide something to overcome. Your attitude is the lens that you use to see the world. And so since we're evidence collecting machines, we're going to collect evidence to prove that we're right. We're sort of wired to collect evidence that proves we're right, not evidence that proves we're wrong. And I have a long history of making things harder than they are. I know that I used to have I felt like it was more of an accomplishment if it was hard. And consequently, if it came easily, I undervalued it. No, what a horrible outcome. And the things that come easiest to us, the things that we have naturally more facility with, even if we have to work hard to reach mastery, the things that come to us most easily are usually our greatest strengths. And to look at those things that are our greatest strengths and diminish their value because they came easily, there was no struggle. That's a hard attitude to overcome, the attitude that because it came easy, it's not that valuable. And so you make choices, or coming from that position, I made choices that made it even harder. And so that made my life that much harder. Your attitude plus your choices equals your life. The attitude becomes the lens through which you select. Wow. So, so part of me goes to, oh, so it's all my fault, right? Because that's my natural reaction, right? Flip side of that is, it's all in my control. It's all in my control. I get to choose the belief set. I get to choose my attitude. And therefore, starting with a positive attitude, starting with a more, an attitude that serves better, I can then collect evidence to prove that. Yeah, Jody, Jody and I have had some conversations about this. No, it doesn't have to be hard to be valuable. Right, but then I go back to the movie we watched with our kids growing up over and over and over again. was A League of Their Own. And when Gina Davis's character says that she's leaving because it got hard, Tom Hanks says, it's the hard that makes it good. So I get the sense of it's hard and there's a sense of accomplishment. And what if anything that was hard, that required work, that was a challenge, you chose to hold as exactly that? Something that required work, not something that was impossible that you had to overcome, right? But something that was navigable and manageable and took the effort and took the work so that you could look at it as something to achieve rather than something to overcome, right? Yes, Karen, be positive. Our friend Karen Paz. So Karen, yes, it is. It is about being positive, holding the idea that this is something to achieve, not something to overcome, right? And I know that some people are motivated by that drive to overcome, and damn, that's exhausting. Right? Love the idea that being more, or achieving more requires becoming more. If achieving more requires becoming more, then anything that you face where there's something to achieve is the opportunity to grow, opportunity to become something more. It's a different attitude to hold. So if the attitude were about there's something here to achieve, something that gives me the chance to grow, how different would the outcome be for you? How different would the outcome be? Instead of, oh my God, this is a mountain to scale, this is something to overcome. What if your attitude was, my God, what a cool opportunity to grow. What a remarkable chance to become something more through this. How different would your choices be? How different would your choices be if it were, here's a chance for growth instead of, oh my God. You know, a running joke while we were on a 5-day bike ride in Israel was that the air at the top of the hill, and some of those hills were monsters, the air at the top of the hill smelled better. All right, so it was an attitude, and it was one that while you're climbing the hill and really were hoping, I was hoping I didn't fall over, it was the opportunity to put the focus there on what the opportunity, what's at the top. Even though it was made up, it was a different choice that followed. Holding the attitude that the air at the top smelled better, right? Mostly because you were able to breathe again. It changed the way I did what needed to be done to reach the top of that hill. Your attitude plus your choices equal your life. Set your attitude, it changes the choices you make, and it changes the outcome. And I get that. Robin, yes, going through something you want to achieve with challenges that are built in, yes, that's something to overcome, and yet it started off as something you wanted to achieve. And I'm curious, how did that change how you hammered through it, how you worked through it, and how did that change what the outcome was for you at the end? Yeah. And Jody, that really is the key, the fear and resistance. Don't stop just because you pick a different mindset, a different attitude. There are reminders all the way along, right? The attitude does not, picking an attitude that serves you doesn't get rid of the saboteur. My God, sometimes it can make the saboteur louder. Sometimes it can get those voices inside your head kind of cranky because the saboteur, and we'll get a chance to play more with the saboteur. The saboteurs get loudest when you're an accomplishment moving towards fulfillment. That nagging internal dialogue that's so caustic. My God, that's actually a good sign that you're on the right track, that you're moving somewhere, that you're moving forward. The opportunity to choose your attitude. And it gives you something to fall back on when the fear and the resistance come up again. And when the saboteurs start screaming, holding on to that attitude, right? That this is something I want to achieve. And through that achievement, I get to become more. I get to grow into something next. That's a great thing, a great mindset to return to when the fear comes back, when the resistance comes back. I heard the story this morning of the 5th child being rescued in Thailand from a cave 2 miles deep. They're trapped by water, and 4 were rescued yesterday. 1 more, they think possibly a 6th today. There's 7 or 8 still left. And the divers that have to go through this labyrinth, most of it underwater, all of it in the dark, to rescue these kids. And if the attitude were, this is something to overcome, as opposed to single-minded focus on the goal of achieving their rescue, it's a very different approach. And there's some phenomenal interviews with the folks that are supporting them. And it takes active choice to be intentional about your mindset, to choose the belief you want to hold, and to return to that belief when it gets hard. The equation is really simple. The equation is really simple. Your attitude plus your choices equal your life. So what will you choose now? How will you take this Monday and this conversation and pick a mindset that will serve you? So what will you choose now? How will you approach this differently? Karen, thank you. Letting other people or circumstances define your attitude is, wow. It's like running and holding onto 2 boat anchors at the same time. You're the only one to define your attitude, to select your attitude, to pick a mindset and hold fast to it, so that the choices you make from that mindset serve your attitude, so that your life is an outcome defined by the choices you've made, hinged off of the attitude that you've wrapped yourself in. So I want to invite all of you to come to facebook.com/group/Mindset Monday and join the conversation. It's a great venue for exchanging ideas and connecting, and it's a no-pitch playground. It's not selling anything, just an opportunity to continue a conversation. So please join me at facebook.com/group/Mindset Mondays, and every Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. GMT, right here on Facebook. And again, between now and next Monday, what mindset will you choose?